When I was 9 years old, my father bought a CLS 350 and I vividly remember seeing it being driven back home from the rear passenger seat, and I was just astonished. It wasn't the only Mercedes I was lucky enough to experience. It was one of 4. When I was around 5 years old, we had an SL from 2006, which was apparently a V12, but I don't really remember it too well. A year prior to that, we had a silver W210 E-Class, but again, I don't have the best memory of it. And then, finally, in 2018, we had a W222 S-Class, which I really liked. That said, out of all of these, I wouldn't consider any as a connoisseur Mercedes. Sure, maybe a case can be made for the W210 and the W222 S-Class, but it's iffy. This got me thinking though. What are the most connoisseur-esque, what on earth? What are the Mercedes cars that are meant for true connoisseurs? If you know what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness me, that's the flying Mercedes. That is awful.
First, what's a connoisseur? An expert judge or highly knowledgeable person in matters of taste, art, or refined appreciation. That right there is an expert judge and highly knowledgeable person, if I may say so myself. I'm having a lot of fun for a guy who isn't making any money off of these videos, you know? Regardless, as a true connoisseur of Mercedes cars and current owner of a Volkswagen, my very first pick here would be the R63 AMG. Did you know, this thing's a van, apparently. I always thought it was a wagon, but nope, you guys corrected me in a video I made like a year ago, so yeah, pretty cool. It's got a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated M156 engine. Oh my. A delicious, delectable delight of a vehicle motor that pushes over 500 horsepower. The thing is, this is truly a connoisseur car because you and I probably won't be buying this because when it's on sale, it gets gobbled up. The amount of them made is like what, 103, 113, less than 200, that's for sure. And seeing one is already rare enough, let alone buying it. 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds with a 4MATIC all-wheel drive that just makes this thing delicious. Now this list can be pretty much everything you expected, so CLK GTR, 300SL, SLR, but in my opinion, these are now mainstream, so not something you can immediately judge a person's taste in cars by. Most people are gonna like them, and if they don't, I guess just hear them out, because you're either gonna hear the dumbest thing you'll ever hear, or a generational take that actually makes sense. There's zero middle ground.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal.
Now, story time. I was looking out the window pondering my existence after getting rejected by YouTube AI bots 3 times in a row and being told to use my own voice in my videos that have my own voice, and suddenly, a silver E55 wagon just went past out of nowhere. My mom kicked me because I jump scared her, but she doesn't understand what a W211 E55 AMG wagon does to a man, and she never will, no matter how hard I try to make her understand, which is quite depressing, because even if I had the bread to buy this thing, I'd probably end up homeless along with it. I like to watch Doug DeMuro a lot, and I think he's pretty knowledgeable on cars.
I came as quickly as I possibly could.
And I'm 90% sure he called this a future classic. And also maybe the CLS 55 AMG, but more so this, and I agree because it's just perfect. Oops. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
What happened?
I spilled some.
A little bit.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I misjudged it. Wallahi, I misjudged it. I'm sorry. This is gonna go on YouTube. No. They are solid, by the way. Oh my god.
Embarrassing.
A simple single overhead cam with no variable timing. What that means for you lesser knowledgeable plebs watching this video means it was designed for reliability and is much simpler. Engine code M113, a lovely V8 and one of my favorite engines, though I think I prefer the M156. It's just something that resonates with me. I'm 22 now, yeah, unstated, I know, but I really didn't know what type of car was my favorite, if you get what I'm saying. I used to think, oh okay, I like Mercedes, my favorite car is an F40, and I'll probably get a JDM car that I can build or just something along those lines. But I never really figured out what I truly liked, until now, and I came to the conclusion that I am a German muscle car enthusiast. Anyway, I'll get into that sometime later, but I want to say something controversial when it comes to Mercedes. The R63 SL. I remember watching a video where during the reveal everyone was excited and whatnot, and then they pulled the cover and yeah. Let's just say it wasn't pretty or exciting. So definitely not pretty exciting. What it was meh or mid. Pretty mid actually, but I'm including it as a connoisseur car for those who like the feel of the SL and want a car that brought in a new era, I guess. You see, the failure of the SL led to a new type of Mercedes coming out, one that learned from the mistakes, and sure, although the GT was a replacement for the SLS, they saw the SL failure and improved on it, giving the C Coupe, newer E Coupe, S Coupe, and these are generational cars in my opinion. I've been in a C Coupe, it's great. I've tried an E Coupe, also great. And the S Coupe is just another level. That thing is a straight Continental GT competitor, and one of, if not, the most underrated used car on the market right now. Big words, yes. But you seriously gotta try that thing. Okay, let's get the normie connoisseur cars out the way. Yes, Hammer, yes, we get it. It's still epic, but everybody includes it, and I want to be performative and act different on purpose. Let me larp! CL63. I guess this was the S63 Coupe before the S63 Coupe. And you know, I used to have a big-ass diecast model of it, and I used to ram it into other big-ass diecast models I had when I was a kid, and it completely smoked an M5, so I guess you could say this thing is a tank. I am not responsible for any financial damage that you might face in case you buy one based on my experience with diecast models. Now, 63, it's like a notorious name in the car world, and yeah, this thing had a 6.2 liter M156, which pushed, again, over 500 horsepower. It was also ahead of its time without a doubt. A Grand Tourer with AMG power and whatnot is something you'd expect to see in the mid-2010s and 2020s, not in 2007. Very impressive, and that wraps up part 1 of this. Fuel prices, they have increased where I live, so it's about $1 per liter right now, or about $3.7 per gallon. We have it easy compared to some of you guys, but I'll still say this. That is pretty rough, and pretty rough on my pockets that aren't getting any money. Yeah, no ads here. YouTube thinks I still don't make my own videos and demonetize me, so if you saw ads, let me know, you shouldn't be seeing them. Also, completely forgot, I've got a new Discord community made. It's gonna build from the last one and make sure that, well, the same mistakes, let's say, don't repeat. Take care, I'll put another video out in roughly 2 or 3 days. It's gonna be pretty cool.